F1 history, getting to know the world's prestigious car racing events. The history of F1 is certainly very long and has colored the history of the automotive world. F1 or Formula One is one of the most famous car racing events in the world. This race is held every year. The car used also has a characteristic with a form that prioritizes aerodynamic aspects. Reporting from the official Formula One website, F1, or known as Formula One, is a car racing event that began in 1950. Formula One racing is the most prestigious competition in the world and the most popular annual sport. The F1 race is over when it has covered a distance of 305 kilometers. The number of laps depends on the length of the circuit. History of F1 in the world. Quoting from the Formula One Art and Genus page, the current Formula One time began in 1950. However, the historical roots of this race can be seen in years long before. The start of F1 racing is thought to have started with a 1,200-kilometer road race from Paris to Bordeaux and back again starting in 1895. This race was won by Mile Levasseur with his Panhard ET Levasseur in 48 hours. The average speed of the race at the time was only 29.9 miles per hour. Racing is also carried out with a driver accompanied by a mechanic. Unlike today's, mechanics are only placed in the refueling brake. The first race, known as the Great Prix, was the French Grand Prix held in 1901 at Le Mans. Ferenc Sich won the race in a car made by Renault. The race covered a distance of 700 miles. Ferenc Sich recorded a speed of 63.0 miles per hour during the race. The race continued to evolve until finally the Grand Prix de l'Automobile Club de France was held in 1906. This race was held at the instigation of the French automobile industry at that time. The race at the time was quite tough and different from the current Formula One race. In 1908 at the French Grand Prix, race winner Christian Lotz-Challinger of the Mercedes team Tourten boycotts in the race. Formula One car racing was originally known as Formula E racing. These races were held after the World Wars. The car used is a supercharged car with a capacity of 1,500 cubic centimeters to 4,500 cubic centimeters, minimum race distance from 500 kilometers or 311 miles to 300 kilometers or 186 miles. The first Formula One race was won by Juan Manuel Fangio of the Maserati team on April 10, 1950. He won the event at the Pau Grand Prix, France. This racing event continues to grow. The race had entered super time until finally entering